Thank you for joining me live from the grooming table. I am Amy Lee, certified professional pet groomer since 2003. Yeah. But it is absolutely my pleasure to share with you all, the secrets of the pet grooming industry so you can provide the same level of quality care to your beloved pets at home as I provide to the client pets that I groom in my grooming salon. We share, that's what we do. There are so many people. I can put my mic down. I have another mic on. I just think it's fun. Okay, I want a microphone. I like this. Okay, it makes me feel important. It brings me more energy to you. So anyway, with more people finding themselves learning to groom their own dogs at home themselves or learning to become a groomer, having a place to learn essential tips on dog grooming, essential methods, techniques, tools, products, where to get them. They're available to you too. You just need to know where to get them. Having a place to do all this is important. It's essential. It's essential for you and your pets. And that is why I created this YouTube channel for you and your pets. Welcome to Go Groomer, right here on YouTube. And it is fantastic to see you all here on this lovely, beautiful, sunny Monday day here in Pennsylvania. But wherever you are, I hope the sun is shining on you too. So tonight is really cool. I haven't answered the questions in a while that have been submitted through the Google Forms question submit. And that's always linked in the description of all my live streams. My topics have been a little really on point lately, and I just didn't have time to add that into the live stream as well, those questions that were submitted, but I didn't get rid of your questions that you submitted. So if you submitted those questions, guys, tonight you're going to get the answers that you're looking for. And anybody here tonight joining in, I want to tell you, all questions that are asked, whether it's through the Google Forms question submit form or right here in the live chat, they will all benefit you as well because it helps people get the answers that they're looking for. Somebody's question may answer your question or may solve your problem. So pay attention because I'm pretty sure you're going to like the questions that were submitted tonight. They were great. So let me just load up my queue here and see what all we got going on. Of course, the topic tonight is frequently asked questions about dog grooming. It's very important. It's about dog grooming. Yes, indeedy. So these are definitely the questions that were submitted through the Google form link in the description of this video and in all of my live stream videos. The submission form link is there, guys. So submit away if you're struggling with dog grooming in any way, brushing, drying, clipping, scissor work, finding tools, knowing what tools to use, knowing how to use them. Ask me those questions. That's why I'm here, to help you and get you the right answers and solutions. So our first question tonight, let me pull this up. I have the questions loaded so you can see them too. Okay, here's our first question. Let me get back in here. Our first question is from Suzanne. Suzanne is not a groomer. She says she has a silky terrier, and her question is, Amy, I'm confused about the difference between the blades and the blade guard comb covers. How do I know when to change the blade? I understand the guard comb sets the length. Very good, absolutely. Somebody's been watching my videos. I just don't understand which blade to put on the clipper before choosing the guard length. Excellent. Okay. I'm going to answer that question right now for you, Suzanne. So whether or not you're using a 5-in-1 adjustable blade clipper, even like this Joy Z adjustable blade clipper, it's adjustable blade because it has an adjustment right here. That makes it an adjustable blade. A lot of these clippers you can still use guard combs with. Okay, so you can also use specific blades with them, the same as we do on our A5 style clippers. This is a Walk KM10. Operates a little different with the blades, but you can still change the blades on some of these clippers. So how do you know when to change the blade when you're clipping. Well, you can do grooms with all blades of different sizes. We have many different sizes. Oh my gosh, I wish I could see, I'm so short. You know, 7 blades, 10 blades. The first thing I want to tell you to answer your question, Suzanne, is under your guard combs, you always want, I say for you all, a 10 blade, a number 10 blade. There are many different manufacturers of blades. You could use a Wall 10 blade. You could use, this is a Joy Z 10 blade. You could use an Andis 10 blade, but a 10 blade. That is my typical go-to when I'm going to use guard comb attachments over top of a blade. It's a 10 blade. The reason for that is because when I take the guard comb off to do the sanitary area, and this is going to answer another part of your question, the sanitary areas are always trimmed with a 10 blade, no more, no less, because this is less likely to cause irritation in those really sensitive areas that are of our dog's skin. Okay, they can get clipper irritation, absolutely, because it's a close clip and it's sensitive skin, so it's very important. 10 blade. Now you can use under guard combs either a 10, a 15, or a 30 blade. You can use those 3 choices only under your guard combs. A 10, a 15, or a 30 blade. I say this a lot. I'm waiting for you guys to remember it. A 10, a 15, or a 30 blade, okay? Under your guard combs. Now, switching the blades, that was her second part of her question. How do I know when I need to switch out my blades? Well, if we're trimming the body with a guard comb, and this one happens to be, I think, a quarter inch, I can't see. I think this is a 3/8 of an inch. So it's going to leave approximate 3/8 of an inch of hair. You said, how would I know when to change it? Well, if on the body and the legs, if you're wanting to leave 3/8 of an inch of hair, you would choose this guard comb. If you want longer length of hair on the body and the legs, you would choose an even bigger guard comb that has more space here that will leave more length. Okay, so she says she understands about the guard combs. Good, because that's how you leave, that's how you determine what length you want to leave. So we clip the body, we clip the legs with the 3/8 of an inch guard comb. When do I need to change the blade? Well, we're going to go in for a sanitary trim, right? So we want to take our guard comb off. We want to check our blade and see if it's hot, because on an A5 clipper, these complete metal blades will get hot. They're not broken, they're not bad. They're just metal on metal, and it is a heat conductor. You can't avoid it. So you have to have something to cool your blade. I use Cool Care. You would lay your clipper down, you would spray the back of the blade that's hot with the Cool Care, turn it off and let it sit. Or what I often do as a professional, and I suggest you guys do too, is I always have a spare 10 blade. So this one's been sitting, it's cool, it's not hot. If my blade gets hot, I can take it off, change it for my nice and cool new 10 blade, and continue clipping. Don't ever take a guard comb off and go in for a sanitary trim without touching it against your skin to see if it's hot, because it is going to be hot. It is. These clippers are powerful. So determining the length is what would determine when you switch out your blade. So if you want a short summer trim, you did that with a 7 blade on the body. It's time to do a sanitary trim, you switch to a 10 blade. It's time to set the length on the head and the cheeks and up the muzzle. It's time to switch to a guard comb. It's going to leave some length. We want to see a nice fuzzy round head, right? And maybe a larger size than this. Maybe we would choose a 1/2 of an inch to set the head length, the hair on the top of the head, on the cheeks, and on the muzzle. So that's what determines when you switch your blades, is when you are going to be trimming different areas of the dog that you want to leave less or more hair. And then obviously you would have to switch your blade, because this blade is one length. This comb leaves one length. You know, you can't just do it all with a 10 blade at all. This is what we use under our guard combs. So Suzanne, I hope that clarifies a little bit of the confusion surrounding guard combs, clipper blades. Now, just because we have guard combs doesn't mean that sometimes I wouldn't just choose to trim a dog strictly with blade lengths. There are some blade lengths that leave quite a bit of length. You can see that. So I may use a 5 blade instead of a guard comb on the body to leave a short trim, but not as short as a 10 blade. You know, I want to leave a little bit of coat, protect the skin. So I may leave, I may do that with a 5 blade and trim the legs with a 4 blade. So I didn't even touch a guard comb. So, you know, the size of the blades is all about setting the right length on the dog that you desire, and that is safe for the dog to wear, of course. So it's all your preference. People often ask me, Amy, I have a Shih Tzu. What blade length do I use to trim my Shih Tzu? Well, I can tell you what I would like to see, but it's your dog. How much hair do you want your dog to wear, and how much hair do you want to keep brushed and combed out in between grooms? That's another question you must ask yourself. So our lovely blades and our guard combs are all here to give us options of length. Okay, that's it. Your guard combs come in where you typically our blade lengths stop. So about a 4 or a 3 blade is going to be about as long as the smallest guard comb set. And then the guard comb sets, the length gets bigger from there. So you go to your guard combs when your blades are not going to leave enough length for what you're looking for. Then we go on to the guard combs, because then we're going to get even more length with these guys instead of hand scissor the dog. That's what these took the place of, hand scissoring dogs. Because typically our blades go to a size 3, and that's as much as they leave. Let me see if I have a 3 up here. I don't think I do. But anyway, it's not a real long cut. It leaves a nice little length. A 3 does, a 4 does, and a 3 does on the blade side. But if you want more than that, you gotta go up to these guard combs to leave even more length. That's what they're there for. So, great question. I hope that answered your question, Suzanne. And I'm glad you asked it, because I guarantee you helped other people understand by asking your question. Our next question, let's put it up on screen. This is our next question. It comes from Sherry, and Sherry is not a groomer, and says that I have a miniature Schnauzer. Boy, are we not fond of that breed. Right, Sean from SBCC Toy Schnauzers? Yes, we are very fond of Schnauzers here. So her question is, what brand of clipper would you recommend to somebody who's been using an old pair for years and needs to upgrade? I was thinking no more than $250 to $300. Well, I just so happen to love your question, because it's going to help a lot of people tonight. Listen, y'all know our Wall KM10 has been my favorite for a long time. The long time. He still is my favorite. Love him. And I recommend this guy to you all the time, because he is a solid workhorse clipper, and he's going to last you for years, and he can do any job. That's why I recommend it. I love this clipper. Here's the problem. This guy is so famous, he's always sold out. That's a problem. You wouldn't believe the amount of emails that I get. You told me to get the Wall KM10, it's sold out. What do I do now? Well, often I can say, well, you can get an Andis 2-speed, you can get, you know, this one and that one. You can do that, and they will do the job. But I know I recommend this one because it's my favorite, and y'all want to get my favorite. And I so appreciate your trust in me. This one won't let you down. However, he's sold out a lot. In fact, he's sold out right now. Temporarily out of stock everywhere. Doesn't mean he's never coming back. He's coming back. But guess what? There's a new kid in town. I know you want to hear it. There's a new kid in town. Oh, yes. There is a new clipper coming to town in probably, about, what's the day? 11 days or so. Keep your eye out. Okay, let me tell you what that clipper is. And I've linked it below. I should have said this earlier, guys. I listed in the description of this video kind of a small synopsis of all of these questions. And within each question, and I numbered them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the number of in the order that I'm answering them. Some of these will have links at the bottom of them, meaning, I'm talking about a product, it's linked, you can go check it out. Or I'm talking about a video that I have that would help you further with your question. I linked the specific video, and it will help others too. So if you're listening, you have to go check this stuff out in the description below. After we're done talking, don't go anywhere, you mind. So you have to, in the description of the video, you click on the little show more, and it drops down all that information that I put in there for you. It's a lot of information, but it's going to help you. So what is the new clipper? He's linked below under, this is Sheila's question, right? Sherry, I'm sorry, under Sherry's question. It is called the Joy Z Raptor, and it feels like a Wall KM10. It cuts amazing and smooth. Very, very strong, great torque. I have tested it. It is wonderful. You can purchase it either corded or cordless, and of course the price reflects. But either way, the corded version is cheaper than this one. The cordless version is cheaper than the Wall KM cordless, which is the KM10 but cordless. It's even cheaper. I think about $30 cheaper. So it's definitely within your price range, Sherry, and it's one of the high-end clippers. And I'm so glad it couldn't have fallen on the market at a better time, because nobody can get this guy. And it is absolutely comparable to this clipper. In fact, it might be better. I am going to be testing it extensively, like for a long period of time, and seeing how it performs in those thick, heavy coats. I already did see that because I did test a prototype that was really amazing, and the prototype isn't even the same as the finished product. They made tweaks. That's why they wanted to do prototypes, to test them. They tested the crap out of it, but it's amazing. So it is called the Joy Z Raptor. It is a detachable blade clipper, just like this guy, and it's fantastic. We now have a solution. So there's my answer. It's linked in the description below. When you click on the link, you're going to see sold out. It's not sold out. It's coming soon. It's not sold out. It's just not even hit the market yet. So it will be soon. They promised us in the spring. So I'm guessing any day, because the spring's almost over. So keep checking the website at Joy Z for the Raptor A5 clipper. And eventually you're going to see it's available. It's for sale. So I will also post for you guys on the community tab. A lot of people are waiting for this clipper to hit the market. So I'll be sure to make a post on my community tab on my YouTube page that tells you, go get it, guys. It's available. It's finally out there. So that is a great solution. Couldn't it come at a better time, because our Wall KM10 is always sold out. And don't ever think your Wall KM10 isn't adequate. If you have a Wall KM10, you don't need to upgrade it. You're fine. But if you're looking to upgrade a clipper and you want a real A5 clipper, like the Wall KM10, you might want to go for that Joy Z Raptor that's available soon. It's priced at $229, and that's for the corded version, and the Wall KM10 corded version is $245. So it came in less. I was like, wow, bonus. All right, next question comes from Hester. This is our third question. And the question is, she says, I'm not a groomer. I have a miniature Yorkie. So I'm figuring, is it maybe like a teacup, maybe really small is what I'm feeling. Miniature Yorkie, because Yorkies aren't big dogs to begin with. They're very small dogs. So miniature Yorkie, I'm thinking this is a teacup. It's tiny. Her question is, I'm looking for a clipper to groom her myself. What is your answer? I have a couple answers for you, Hester. I have linked them in the description below for all of you to check out. Because you told me it's a very small dog, I feel like some of your best options may be the Joyzy Hornet with the optional guard combs that you can get with it to leave length on the body and legs and the head. And when it comes down to doing sanitary areas around the privates, around the feet, then you can use your adjustable blade on the Joyzy Hornet. These blades do not get hot on all of our adjustable blade clippers because they have partial plastic in there, and plastic is not a heat conductor. So the Joyzy Hornet is one of my top choices for you as long as you get the optional guard combs. I will say that this clipper does come with 3 guard combs. They're not real long ones. I think the longest is maybe this size, which is a 3/8. That's the longest one that comes with it. So if you want something like a 1/2 inch, which I would say actually on that little bitty baby, you might like this 3/8. So you might be good with what comes with the Joyzy Hornet. That is a fantastic choice for you. Another choice for you is a new clipper by Joyzy. You hear me talking about Joyzy all the time, guys. I'm not affiliated with them. I want to say that. What I do want you to know is they just dropped so many cool clippers, blades, and products on the market in January. And we have waited a long time for this type of quality and options in clippers, blades, and mini trimmers. We've waited for this. We're getting the same old all the time. So I have tested these clippers and I really do like them. Now, one I haven't tested, but I'm very intrigued by that may be great for you, Hester, is called the Joyzy Piranha. I've linked that below too. The Joyzy Piranha comes with its own bundle of blades so that you can switch like to a 10, a 3, 4, 5, and 7, I think it is. And if you want to use guard combs, if those blades won't leave as much length as you would desire, all the A5 type guard combs, like our wall stainless steel set, they're all the same. They will fit any A5 type blade. So they work with the Piranha. It doesn't have its own special guard combs. The A5 style. So if you already have those guard combs, they will work. If not, you can get them from Joyzy. You can get them from Wall, as long as they're not for a 5-in-1 clipper. These are for an A5 style clipper. Joyzy's website is laid out nicely to help you find those additional things that you may need to go with their clipper. They have one of the best websites right now. I'm glad that they did what they did. There's so much confusion around blades, clippers, what's compatible with what. And I did just do a huge chart for my members with fully loaded with like 400 links of what blades, clippers are all compatible with each other and where to go get them. Now that's for members only. If you want to join my channel as a member, you feel free to do that and you will have access to that PDF for free. If not, I have a paid version of it that is not even as extensive as the one that I'm giving away to my members. That is linked in last 2 weeks live stream. I don't think I linked it here because I was running out of space with everything that I put into my description. I'm only allowed 5,000 characters, so I want to make sure I got everything in for this. Another choice for you, Hester, for a tiny Yorkie is the Kenchi Flash Bundle. Not the Kenchi Flash 5, the Kenchi Flash Bundle. This guy, here he is. Okay, the bundle means you can, it comes with the blade sizes that will leave longer length other than the adjustable blade that comes with it. Okay, so those 3 clippers, the Piranha by Joyzy, the Hornet by Joyzy, and the Kenchi Flash bundle set, I feel would be what you need for your little tiny Yorkie, honestly. So fantastic question. Look at all the people you just helped by asking that question. That's awesome. See, you guys just, you know that your questions are going to help others, so please don't ever hesitate to ask. All right, a sip of water. My allergies are terrible right now. I must have sneezed 3 or 4 times right before I got started, and I thought, oh no, that's going to be a show for them, isn't it? I thought I would be sneezing and snotting all over the place, but I didn't. So that must have passed. Our next question is our question number 4, and here it is. This question comes from Melanie. She is not a groomer, and she says, I have a standard poodle. And her question is, and standard poodle's the big poodle, guys. He's the biggest one. What comb do you recommend? She means metal comb, grooming comb. What comb do you recommend? I've seen you talk about the Andis, and I've heard you mention the Aussie comb in one of your videos, but I haven't been able to find that one. Well, I just so happen to have linked one in the description below for you, specifically for poodles. This one. Notice how the teeth are further apart than a lot of our typical combs. See? This would be hard on a poodle. That's a thick, curly coat. Of course, got to do some brushing first before you ever pick up the comb. This is a poodle comb. It's designed to lift that beautiful poodle hair nice. And it's just spaced appropriately for a poodle. This is the All Systems poodle comb. This is what every poodle breeder and show dog owner uses on their poodles. And it's linked for you in the description below. So go get it for your poodle. It's a fantastic one. Sometimes it does matter what comb we use on the different coat types, guys. Typically, I can use this comb that has really fine teeth as well as slightly coarse teeth. Typically, I go for this comb on all the dogs that I groom on a daily basis. But if I had a heavy coated doodle or a poodle, I'll go for this poodle comb. That's why I have it. It's very helpful. So that's the answer. It's linked in the description below under number 4. And great question. I'm glad you asked it, because if you hadn't, you may be trying to get this comb through your poodle. And that could be tough. Yeah, big time. Next question, our question number 5 comes in from Patty. And Patty says she's not a groomer. So I'm seeing a trend here, guys. Most of my people watching me are grooming their own dogs. That means I'm helping you. We're all helping each other. I'm delighted to hear this. So she says, I'm not a groomer. I have a standard poodle. Another poodle. Her question is, what vacuum attachment do you use on your KM clippers? If you guys aren't sure what a vacuum attachment is, you go back to some of my older videos, you'll see me using a hair vac system, this black hose that was attached to my clipper. Well, it's fantastic for everyday grooming. It keeps everything clean. It keeps the hair from going in your lungs. It keeps the hair off the dog when you're clipping it. It's just a much cleaner thing when you're working to have a hair vac system. It takes a while to get used to it. It really does. It has a variable airflow, which means sometimes you want to turn the airflow up a little bit on a really dense coat to help pull that hair and lift that hair while you're clipping it. Sometimes you want to turn it down on a very fine coated dog like a Yorkie or a Maltese, something that doesn't have a dense coat, because it'll pull it in too much and it'll actually leave chop marks. It'll look crazy. But so what is that? My hair vac system, which is right here, is called a Hand V hair vac. It is linked in the description below. And I want to warn you, don't get sticker shock when you go look at it. It's about $900 and some. So it may not be practical for a home groomer. And I want you to know there's a learning curve with it. You don't just fire it up and start clipping. You really have to get used to adjusting that airflow. And I feel like, to be honest with you guys, I don't feel like this is why I don't recommend it to you, and this is why I stopped using it in my videos, is because I feel you would not, it would take you so long just grooming your own dog to get used to using that system and how to use it properly, that it isn't pulling in too much hair, isn't pulling out enough hair, whatever. It pulls the hair in as you clip, but it also helps the hair stand up as you clip, so you get a nice even clip. It is wonderful, but there's a learning curve to it. It takes a while, and it's over $900. So that's why I know you guys see it in my videos and you're like, wow, where'd you get it? I want it. And I say, well, it's expensive. Here's the link. And you go, oh my gosh. No, they're all made for professional use. They're overpriced for us too. For what it is, it's a large shop vac with some hoses. It is overpriced, way overpriced. But it wouldn't be for somebody who's just grooming their own pet at home. Honestly, I just think it's too much. It's too much, and I don't think you need it. And that's why I stopped using it in my videos, so that you guys don't get excited when you see it. Think that you want it, because I don't feel like you should worry about getting it. I really don't. But it's wonderful. It really is. So, fantastic question. That came from Patty. Another standard poodle, which is another one of my very favorite breeds. And I did link the Hand-V hair vac system in the description below, guys. So if you do want to check it out, feel free to do it. The next question, this is question number 6. It comes from Edna. And Edna says she's not a groomer. She says, I have a miniature poodle. And her question is, what is the difference between the Wall KM5 and the Wall KM? Excellent question. I have actually answered this question many times over the years here on my YouTube channel, because people are confused. What's the difference? KM5, KM10, what's the difference? You would think, oh, is there a slight difference in power? That's what I would think when I see, here's a Wall KM10 and a Wall KM5. They look identical. I don't have a KM5 to show you, but they look identical. And you're thinking, what's the difference? Well, there actually is a lot of difference. The first biggest difference is it is a different motor. The KM10 has a brushless motor. The KM10 has more power. The KM10 has more torque. The KM10 is the better choice on all accounts for many reasons. But will the KM5 do a good professional job? Could a professional use a KM5? Yes, many professionals use a KM5. So why am I telling you the KM10 is better? The KM10 is going to have longevity. It's going to last for a long, long time. The KM10 with its brushless motor requires no maintenance. That's important to me. I don't want my clipper getting hot and seizing up. The KM5 has a different motor, and it could, over a period of time, I guess. But I don't want that. I don't even want to spend money on something that I have to replace in a year or 2 years as a professional. So the KM10 has what's called torque. The Raptor I was telling you about that's coming out has torque, meaning you're clipping along, the coat's heavy, and it's getting a little hung up in there because you're feeding the hair into the clipper blade too fast, and the clipper's like, this clipper has torque in it. It will, then you will hear it rev up. It will go right on through it. It's like a Ford F-150 and a Ford F-250 diesel. The diesel has that pushing power. Okay, that's a comparison. So yes, the Wall KM5 is inadequate. Yes, it's not inadequate. It is an adequate clipper, as well as the KM10. But which one do I prefer? The KM10, for the reasons I just told you. It's torque, it's power, better motor. Brushless motor, very important. No maintenance. We like it, no maintenance. Okay, next question comes from Rags, and I think Rags is the name of her dog, but she put that in as her name. So this is for you, Rags. Rags is not a groomer. Rags is possibly a Labradoodle, okay? And the question is, I'd love to see a discussion on drying your dog after a bath. I'm so excited about this question. Different drying methods, equipment, what do you do while drying? Great question. How to be sure to get the undercoat out is what I assume that means, and things to watch for, etc. So this is a great question. First, I want to tell you that under question number 5 in the description, question number 7 in the description below, you will see a link there with the question, and then there's a link to one of my videos. I have a very extensive video showing you how to dry any dog. Any dog, okay? So this will be helpful to anybody. So I have a very extensive video showing you how to dry any dog, what methods to produce professional results while you're drying. There are drying techniques with dryers. There really are. So what methods will produce those professional results, where to get the different dryers that I demo in that video. I think I demo 4 different dryers, different styles. Like one's a stand dryer, one is a handheld, 2 of them are force dryers. I really tried to sum it all up into one video. It's a great video. Some of you may have already seen the video. It's really wonderful. And also, so the dryers that I'm demonstrating and showing you in that video, it tells you where to get them. They're linked in that video, where to get the different dryers. And that video is linked in the description below for you guys under question number 7. Now, to answer some more of that question. Oh, allergies. I feel like I have a lump in my throat. All right. Methods while drying. I show you different methods in that video that's linked in the description. Sometimes I will take the end condenser off of my force dryer, hold it back about that far away from the dog, and use either a pen brush or a gentle slicker brush and kind of fluff dry the dog after the majority of the dog is dried already with the force dryer. So after he's like 85% dry, I'll do that and fluff dry. And it just helps me prepare the coat so it's nice and airy, and I'll be able to get a comb through it. If you can't get a comb through your dog after you've washed, bathed, brushed, conditioned, and dried, then you need to brush and comb more. Never pick a clipper up until you can slide that comb all the way through every ounce of your dog. That tells you your prep work is good. It's very important. So those techniques are shared in there. Now I want to tell you real quick, how far do you hold a force dryer away from a dog when you're drying it? Let's say this is the end of the force dryer, and here's my dog, and I'm drying him. My dog has that much, the hair is that long. Let's say on the tail, okay? It's that long on the body. The hair's this long on the tail. So here's the skin of the dog. Here's the end of my force dryer nozzle. How far away do I hold it from the skin? From the skin. As far away as the hair is long. And that will prevent the hair from whipping around itself and causing what's called whip knots. Okay? So that's what determines how far away you hold the nozzle that has the airflow from the dog's skin. Not the dog's hair, from the dog's skin. However long the dog's hair is how far away the nozzle must be. So if then on the body, say the hair is only a 1/2 inch long, I can hold this about a 1/2 inch from the skin. That is always my indicator, and that is the best way to determine how far to hold your force dryer away from your dog's skin when you're drying them. However, if your force dryer is on low, like both of the models I show you in that video have an adjustable speed. You need to put the speed, turn it up enough that when you hold the dryer as far away from the dog's skin as the hair is long, you want that dryer to completely move the hair out of the way, and you want to see the skin. If it doesn't, then you need to turn the dryer up a little bit. They're variable speeds. So if you're a 1/2 inch from his skin, because his hair's that long, and it's just sort of moving the hair. No, you want it to move it away like this, like a spider web. You want, where the air is hitting the skin, you want it completely to open up in a circle and see the skin. That tells you about what speed you want your dryer at. So hopefully that helps you. That is a really good tip for all of you to take into account. But that video that's linked in the description, that should help anybody who's struggling with dryer types, dryer techniques, and what are the different styles of dryers and why would you choose one, okay? And it gives you a lot of options. So that video is linked. It will be absolutely wonderful for you. Our next question comes in. This is question number 8. This is from Yvette. Yvette says she's not a groomer. She says she has a Bernedoodle, very cool dogs. And her question is, my dog has a 1 inch long coat, not a tight curl. So it's not a poodly coat, guys. Okay, I'm getting this. I have a brand new KM clipper. I think either the Wall KM10 or the Wall KM5, I don't know, but either one's great. I have a brand new KM clipper. It's oiled, it's cleaned. I've used, hold on, my mic is falling. Okay, I've used both a 10 blade and a 30 blade under the metal guard combs. I feel that I am properly preparing the dog for clipping. He is clean, he's conditioned, and dried with a force dryer. So I know she's really aired out that coat. Thoroughly brushed with a slicker brush. I can easily comb through his coat with a metal comb down to the skin. Excellent. We just talked about that, guys. Your dogs are not ready for clipping unless you can get a metal dog grooming comb, slide it all the way through the coat from the skin out. But my wall clipper does not seem to cut all the hair. I have some ideas and thoughts. The comb can get through the hair, but the clipper doesn't seem to clip the right length, and it easily packs with hair after just about 2 strokes. Okay, I'm following along here. I pull the skin taut, so there's no, tension in the skin, guys. So I pull the skin taut, which is excellent, and also try to roll the skin in front of the clipper cone. So your techniques are great, Yvette. I'm loving what I'm hearing. Somebody's been watching my videos and really listening, and I'm so happy. I've never used my clippers on a dirty coat. Another good thing you're not doing. That's excellent. What could I be doing wrong? This is a fantastic question. Are you guys listening? I get a lot of emails about people asking this same question in one form or another. So this is going to answer a lot of your questions. So what she's saying is she's clipping along. She's got a 10 or a 15. She's using a 10 or a 30 blade, she said, under the guard combs, which are both adequate. My first suggestion would possibly be to consider using the 30 blade under your guard comb, because this size blade tends to pack less as you're clipping. Why? Because the teeth are shorter and closer together on a 30 blade than they are a 10 blade. So it naturally would think it would pack less. I don't think it's going to be a big difference. I use both. Sometimes a 10 blade under a guard comb, sometimes a 30. So what I wanted to tell you is probably stick with your 30 blade under the guard combs. Maybe try, you said it doesn't seem to be cutting much hair up. I think that you're not using a short enough guard comb. I think you're thinking, I want to leave an inch of coat, I'm using a 1-inch guard comb. I don't even know if I have a 1-inch here. Yes, this is a 1-inch guard comb. So you're using a 1-inch guard comb. That's a big guard comb. It may not be, when you're rolling that in front of the skin in front of it, it may only be taking the tiniest little bits of ends off, because it's not a very short trim at all. You may want to go to the 3/4 inch size, which is shorter. There's also a 7/8. So maybe go to a shorter guard comb. That's another suggestion that I have for you for, feeling like it's not really clipping the hair right. Now, you're not telling me that the clipper is dragging, the clipper blade is dragging in the coat. That would mean your clipper blade needs oiled, cleaned, or is going dull. So I didn't hear that from you. But that's what I think would probably be best, to go down a size shorter in your guard comb, maybe 2 sizes shorter. It's not very noticeable, the finished clip. From 1 inch of hair to 7/8 of an inch of hair, you're not going to see a huge difference, but you will see a nice smooth finish, and I think that's what you're looking for that you're not getting. So another thing is when you oil, this is important, when you oil and clean your blades, be sure that it is dry from the oil, or it can pack the blade even more during your clipping. So if there was a little bit of residue of oil left in here because it was over oiled, or it's still in there, well, oil is sticky, right? It's a liquid. Any hair clippings, as you're clipping along, they're gonna be inclined to stick to the oil too, and stick and pack the blade. So maybe when you oil your blade, try using your force dryer to clear the oil after you wiped it off with a cloth. Try using a force dryer on the blade itself to dry the oil, or you could definitely be picking up hair during the clipping stage. So that's one thing we don't think about often is, do we leave a little oil in that blade? It will cause it to pack more because the hair will stick to the oil. So do the force drying technique, try to get all the oil off, dry it all off, and clip as normal. It is normal on a dense, thick, or heavy coated dog to have to unpack your blade multiple times throughout the grooming process. Throughout one grooming session, it is normal to have to depack your blade with a blade brush, to take off your guard comb, turn off your clipper, take off your guard comb, and get all the little hair clippings out. Because this packs in there and it affects the clipping edge. It can't give you a nice smooth clip. So one or all of those tricks should work for you with what you're experiencing there on your, this dog was a Bernedoodle. Yes, Yvette. So this should help you, Yvette. One of those tricks should definitely help you. And if not, I definitely would try a shorter guard comb. Definitely do that. So the next question, that's question number 9. I'm going to get to these questions in the chat in a minute, guys. So we have this one and one more question I want to go through on screen with you. These were the questions that were submitted, and I'm finally answering them. I'm so happy. Next question is from Ednita, and she says, I'm not a groomer. She says, I have a miniature poodle. Now there are a lot of mini poodles and schnauzers. Her question is, what is the best way to deal with flyaway hair on ears? Do you just trim it off? No, 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 no. I'll give you the answer. I've been working on brushing it every day, but it doesn't want to lay down. Okay, I get you. So you're brushing every day, which is fantastic. Way to go. Knuckle bump. Brushing every day, so we know we're not dealing with tangles or anything, but brushing and combing can add a little static cling in the hair. It can do that. So what you want to do oftentimes is when you go for doing your brush outs, I like to use a product called Quicker Slicker by Nature's Specialty. This is ready to use. You put a light mist into your dog's coat and you brush it as normal, and then you follow it through with a comb. And this can help tame down those flyaways. What it is static. It's static in the coat. So another big thing, if you condition the coat after shampooing, which I hope you are, if you're not, that's the problem. If you condition the coat after shampooing, it will drastically cut down on the static buildup within your dog's coat because it balances the skin. It also helps to use the Quicker Slicker, obviously, during your routine brushing between baths. Quicker Slicker adds moisture back into the coat, so it balances out the skin and coat again. And it also helps you brush it out easier while preventing future mats all at the same time. So Quicker Slicker is a good brush out spray to use, absolutely. Flyaways are a result of the fur in need of moisture and balance. So you will see under question number 9 in the description below that I did link this product for you. I also linked a very high quality shampoo and conditioner in the description below made by Petals and Tails. I want you to make sure you're conditioning every dog every time. If you don't condition and you only shampoo, your dog will most likely be staticky in a day or so, or even that day. The conditioner seals the cuticle and it adds moisture and seals it into the cuticle so that it's balanced. Just like if we didn't condition our hair, we only shampooed it, my hair would be a complete rat's nest and it would be staticky. That's the reason we didn't put the moisture back in. So no, don't clip off those flyaways. Don't do that. Tame them down. Tame them down with Quicker Slicker and be sure to condition every time you bathe your dog. So our next question, and that was a good one. We all have to deal with flyaways. Look, I got a few right now. All right, guys, this is the last question that was submitted. This question comes from Debbie. She's not a groomer. She says, I have a miniature Schnauzer salt and pepper color. That is awesome. Her question is, can you recommend, oh yes, Can you recommend a good shampoo for a miniature Schnauzer? And second one for whitening the beard. So she's asking me, she thinks she needs 2 shampoos. All right, good. I'm glad you said that, because I'm going to give everybody a really neat lesson today. She doesn't have many stains on her beard, but would like to keep it as bright as I can. I groom her at home and love your video. I think she's talking about my Schnauzer video. Well, I am so happy to answer this question, because this is something I find myself having to really try to help other people understand this a lot. Okay, first of all, I happen to have a little black and white party colored toy Schnauzer named Ellie Grace. So I know all about the white coat, and her white is white. So maybe you might want to see her. All right, hold on, Sean. Sean and Jim are in the chat. They are the original mommy and daddy of Ellie Grace. They are the reason Ellie Grace is here on earth. Sean bred Ellie Grace, and here she is. You can see how white that coat is. That white coat, look how black the black is. Look how shiny the black is. Look at her coat. We don't need multiple products. We just need good ones. She's beautiful. You want to see it again? Okay. That is a black and white party color Schnauzer. So I know all about the white. People think because they have a white dog, they need to use a whitening shampoo. They think because they have a black dog, they need to use color enhancing shampoo. First of all, I'm here to tell you, the shampoos aren't the biggest, most impactful element in bathing your dog. The conditioner is. The shampoo is very important, don't get me wrong, very important. I use the Petals and Tails shampoo on Ellie Grace. I just showed her. I'm going to show her again. I love showing her off. All right. My mom's probably watching too, petting this little dog, because Ellie Grace lives with my mom. My mom loves her, and my dad loves her. I used the Petals and Tails shampoo and conditioner on her, and her white fur pops, doesn't it? Her black fur is shiny, bright, and beautiful. You saw it. The secret to bright, shiny, unstained coat is not using products marketed to enhance the colors. That's not the solution. And I'm telling you this because I know you guys see all these products that are, if you know, whitening shampoo for dark colored dogs, for this, for that. The secret to the bright, shiny coat and unstained coat is not using products marketed to enhance the colors. A good quality, hydrating, cleansing shampoo is the only shampoo you will ever need for any coat. This is so important to me, especially since I took my esthetician course. I learned so much. Now, yes, some products, there are variants of products that you may think that's beneficial, you know, extremely moisturizing. Maybe I'd want to go for that. But the shampoo itself is typically not what is going to put the balance and the moisture in the coat. The shampoo is designed to cleanse, and to cleanse gently, and to not dry out the coat, but to cleanse effectively. That's why I like the Petals and Tails shampoo. It is very hydrating. It actually has CBD oil in it. So if your dog's got a little bit of irritation or a little bit of itchiness, it helps soothe. It is good for the skin. It's also just a preventative to help keep the skin on track. The Petals and Tails shampoo is a great, gentle, effective cleansing shampoo. So no, you don't need to use whitening shampoos. You saw Ellie Grace. I did not use a whitening shampoo on her. And let me tell you, she's been mulching lately. She gets dirty. I saw her the other day. She's gray. Her white is gray. It's just dirt. It will come out in the wash as it always does. And she will be beautiful just like I showed you. No doubt about it. So the true secret to making the color pop is in the conditioner. Absolutely. Remember a couple of weeks ago we did a dog bathing workshop video. It was a live stream. It's still on my channel. So you may go back and watch it. You will learn so much about shampooing and conditioning. That's why I did that. That was a live stream, and I did link it in the video description below under question number 10. So you can go back and watch it later. But Proper bathing using a quality shampoo and conditioner is the key to a bright, healthy, shiny coat. One that's free of staining and discoloration. And I go on to explain to you guys in that workshop how a lot of our staining on the face and the beards and the feet of our dogs, a lot of it is from saliva or tear stains or drainage. It's in their chemistry. But what we can do, we can't change staining. Once your dog's beard is stained, you cannot change it. There's something you can do, but you can't change it. Same with tear stains at the eyes and the feet. Anywhere your dog licks, if they have arthritis, they're going to lick at their wrist and they're going to get a brown spot because they licked it and the saliva stained their coat. Because the coat, each hair follicle is like a feather duster if we only shampoo it. The follicle is wide open, ready to receive dirt, staining, anything. When we shampoo, follow it up with a condition, we seal the hair cuticle. That is each individual hair. We seal it with the conditioner. It's very important. Never skip the conditioner. And I am in love with the Petals and Tails new conditioner. It's fabulous. It's probably all I'm ever going to use. Honestly, I love it. I don't see a need to purchase anything else. I do have tons of conditioners here that are fabulous, and I will use them because I have to. I bought them. But I love the Petals and Tails. I am an affiliate with Petals and Tails pet products. And in the description of this video, I have provided you with a link to the website and a code that will save you 15% off of any order of Petals and Tails products. Please take advantage of that savings on these quality shampoos and conditioners. That is why I'm affiliated with Petals and Tails, so you can save money too. They're wonderful products. If I didn't believe it, I wouldn't be affiliated with them. You know me, guys. You know me all too well. There are many brands of shampoos and conditioners that I could be affiliated with right now. I chose Petals and Tails for you and your pets. Okay? So the key to that, preventing staining, preventing your dog's, like this particular question, she said my dog's beard really isn't stained, but do I need a separate shampoo to keep it from being stained? No, you just have to always be sure that you're following up your good quality condition or shampoo with a good quality condition. And that seals the hair cuticle and doesn't let the staining come in. So that's something that isn't talked about enough. But it's proven. It's a proven fact that it works. So that I learned in my pet esthetician course. So I'm giving it to you. I told you in the beginning of this video, I share my secrets of the pet grooming industry. Did I not say that loud enough? Yes, that is what we do here on Go Groomer, so that you and your pets can benefit. So those are the questions that were submitted, and thank you all for submitting those questions. They were wonderful questions and they helped many people. Now I'm going to come in here, and I first see the court jester super chatted me. Knock, knock. Who's there? Cash. Cash who? No thanks, but I'll take a peanut. Oh, you don't want a cashew? Awesome. Thank you for your stream. I'm so glad to be part of this group. Court jester, I saw the groom that you did on a little Shih Tzu. You sent me a picture. Court jester is not a groomer, but she was helping out somebody and groomed this dog because of what was learned right here on this channel. It was a pro job, man. Professional, beautiful. So not only are you getting saluted because you're awesome and because you super chatted me, because you did a fantastic bang up job grooming that dog. It looked amazing. Way to go. I'm so proud of you. Court jester, thank you very much. I appreciate the super chat. I really do. All right, let me come in here. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Turn off. I got a lot of buttons that are pushed. I need to unpush them. Okay. As long as my mic's still on, that's what matters, right? I often turn that off too. All right. So let's just scroll right up here. Let me see. Let me just start answering. I'm just going to try to run through this pretty quick. I'm not going to get too in depth because we're already an hour into this, and you guys have lives, families, and need to eat your dinners and all those things. So I'm going to just start answering the first questions that I see. Janelle says, where can you find your chart on comb attachments? That was in an older live stream video, Janelle, I think. Older, probably 2-3 years ago. I'll tell you what I could do. I could link it on the community tab tonight, just so you can, I do have a chart that kind of shows you the length that each blade and each guard comb will leave. Now, guys, if you haven't watched my videos on clipper blades, I have a playlist on clippers, clipper blades, and guard comb attachments. I want you all to watch that playlist. It will answer so many of your questions surrounding blades, clippers, and guard comb attachments. But Janelle, that was in an old live stream, and it was linked in the description. So I will go and take a look and see if I can't put that up on the community tab on my YouTube channel, that you guys can go find it and take advantage of those charts that I created. I see here, oh, I can't scroll. Okay, sorry guys. All right, Shelly says, can you please go over the same info with the 5-in-1 and the comb, please? It's the same info as the only difference between a 5-in-1 is the way the blade attaches, and that you have to switch out your A5 blades instead of just adjust it. So on the A5 blade, you put these little hooks right here on the back. Press down and forward. Oops, I can't look at the screen again. And that's all that you do. You pull forward and lift up to get it off. Now for these guys, they go on differently. It's a completely different. This is the adjustable blade. This is the adjustable blade guard comb. So you have these slots. You want to just slide it on the clipper like this. You just slide it until this stops. See, it's way different. And then you slide it off. That's how those work. Good question. And I did show that in several videos here recently. So you might want to go back and look at the live streams if you're still struggling with that, guys. You can pretty much find everything you need in a prior video too. Joanne says, what is the difference between using a 10 blade versus a 30 blade underneath the comb attachments? Is there a difference it gives you in the different coat textures? Is there any difference at all? You can use a 10, 15, or 30 blade under your guard comb attachments, guys. I feel the only benefit is to using a 30 is I feel that perhaps it may pack less. But that's just what I've experienced. So other than that, it does not affect the clip. That blade is cutting and the guard comb is setting the length that is on top of the blade. So it does not affect the clip. It only affects whether or not it packs the blade faster from a 10 blade to a 30. Janet says, I want to do her haircut same as blade 7. What attachment, same as the blade 7. What attachment for the 10 should I use? Same as a 7 blade? Well, your very smallest guard comb attachment is an 1/8 of an inch. And that is actually slightly longer than a 7 blade, but not much. It's probably more close to a 5 or a 4 blade. This is the shortest guard comb that you can use. And if you have an adjustable blade clipper, you cannot use any of these settings, 8, 9, 10, 15, or 30. You cannot use any of those settings to clip the body and the legs of your dog. It's too short. The 8, maybe, but it's pretty short. I wouldn't do it. So your shortest guard comb is an 1/8 of an inch. So that's as short as you can go. It's a good question. Just scrolling down here, Kathy says, what is the best feet trimmer for a standard poodle that don't like their feet done? Well, a lot of them don't like their feet done. You just have to find a way to continue to do it in short doses until they do trust you with the clipper at their feet. My favorite foot clipper for poodle feet is the Kenchi Flash. The Kenchi Flash Original, not the Kenchi Flash 5, not the Joy Z Hornet. My favorite for poodle face, feet, and tail is the Kenchi Flash. And why? It's the blade. There's a difference. There's a difference in the angle of the blade. There's differences in this blade, this one. And that's what makes the difference for me with the Kenchi Flash. And I've noticed it. My other two adjustable blade clippers are fantastic, absolutely fantastic. But when it comes to as quick as possible shaving those poodle feet, I like the Flash much better. I've just noticed a difference. There's Joanne. That's my mom, Ellie Grace. Little Ellie Grace is watching her beloved Amy and is talking nonstop. Is she talking to me or am I talking to her? I think I'm talking to her. Ellie Grace is my girl. She is my girl. I love her. I think she has a question, but I'm having trouble interpreting her. I think she just wants to see Amy. That dog is the light of my life. When I go over to see mom and dad, which I enjoy seeing my mom and dad too, there's Ellie. She can't get to me fast enough, crying and scratching and falling over the floor because her feet are moving faster than her body. She is just full of love. I love her. Ellie, can you hear me? Ellie Grace? Ellie Grace. Where's Amy? Ellie Grace. She hears me. I love it. You know what I love? All of you, your dogs watch the show with you. Your dogs know the sound of my voice. If I got to meet your dogs in person, and some of you I may someday, I don't know, your dogs are going to recognize my voice. How cool is that? I just love it. So Elisa says, grooming my Bedlington at home for the first time. I know that I should be scissoring, but I'm petrified. Well, you want to perfect your scissor skills. You don't have to give a scissor trim out of the gate. You can use guard combs. Just use guard combs and give your Bedlington a pet trim. It's okay. So will a guard comb bladed clipper on the body achieve the same goal until I gain confidence? Not as a scissor trim. There are areas on that Bedlington trim where we're going so tight with our scissors, we're all but to the skin. So no, you're not going to achieve it with guard combs. But you will achieve a very pretty finish look. People will be able to tell your dog is a Bedlington. Why? Because for one, it has a roach back. You can't get rid of that. That is a staple of the Bedlington Terrier. The head, the tassels, you can start to work towards perfecting that with your scissor work, slowly. Be very slow with your scissor work. So try to start shaping in that Bedlington head. It's a beautiful trim and they are a fantastic dog breed. I love the Bedlingtons. I could have a Bedlington. I could. That's one terrier I would definitely have. Love them. So yes, use your guard combs and don't feel any shade for it. You're just learning, but you know, take it short enough that you know you really want to see the body of this dog. That's a staple for the Bedlington. Jackie says, do you ever go against the hair when using a guard comb, or even without a guard comb? When would you do that? You can go against the lay of the coat with a guard comb, because the guard comb lifts the hair and is higher than the skin, the hair follicle where it is coming out of the skin. The problem with damaging hair follicles and the pilly muscle can come from dog breeds that have a long coat, like a Maltese or a Yorkie. They don't have a very strong pillar muscle, so it makes the dog's hair stand up on the back of their head, the back of their neck when they're alert or upset. Okay, so a lot of breeds don't have a very strong pilly muscle, so you're not really going to damage it anyway. The problem with damaging it is when we cut short with a 7 or a 10 blade right to the skin against the lay of the coat, we do damage the hair follicle. We can damage it, not always do we. We can damage it. And if we do, we can cause an impacted hair follicle that would turn into a pustule. It could turn into a little infection, like a terrible bad zit that needs to be lanced. You know, so, or a blocked hair follicle can do that. So when we go against the grain with our guard combs, we're already far enough above where the hair pore is at the skin. So we're already leaving some length. If I'm going to go in reverse with a guard comb, I just won't apply much pressure because you don't need to. You're just lifting the hair and it's cutting it. So don't apply much pressure. And I think that'll help you, Jackie. I do. So, couple more and we got to roll. Valerie says, question on the new clipper you were speaking about earlier. That's the Joy Z Raptor. Will the universal guard combs work with it? Absolutely. It is an A5 clipper. So if you have wall stainless steel guard combs, it will work on it. If you have wall blades, it'll work on it. This A5 clippers, you can use any A5 blade on any A5 clipper and the guard combs, as long as they're made for an A5 detachable blade. So hopefully that clears it up. I know it's confusing. I know it is, guys. Trust me. Half the time, I think the brands are the ones confusing us because they don't give us enough information on their websites. That's why I was so happy to see how Joy Z does. They put together a really nice website on all their clippers and blades. It's very understandable to know what's compatible with what. And I know that's going to help everybody. Karen says, are you suggesting that if you want 1 inch or more of hair on a standard poodle, it would be better to scissor? Yeah, but not everybody can do that. And also, I read that the cordless KM is heavier than the corded. Is this true? Of course it is, because it has a big lithium battery in it. It is heavier. A little bit. I mean, it's still a very well-balanced clipper. It's not real heavy, but if you held the two in your hands, you would feel a difference. Not a big difference. All right, guys. I got to roll out of here. I'm about ready to have cough and spill. I can feel it. So I want to tell you all that I wish I could have answered every single question that was in the chat. I am so glad to see you guys, and I'm so glad you come here to just join in being better together here live from the grooming table and learning more safe and appropriate ways and techniques that we can groom our dogs and keep them looking and feeling their best. And that's what we do. You're fantastic. I want you guys to have a wonderful 2 weeks because I will see you, I will see you in 2 weeks. I don't know what the topic is yet, but we are going to be back together 2 weeks on May 22nd, which is a Monday at 5:30 live from the grooming table, just like we have been doing every 2 weeks, guys. And there. I can't wait to bring it to you again, bring you some more. Guys, if you want to submit questions, just like the questions that were answered here today, if I get enough questions, maybe I'll do another Q&A and we can just hit that one again because I found great value in all the information we shared tonight. I think you're all going to benefit greatly from it. So don't forget to submit your questions in the Google Forms and we'll see if we can get you the answers that you want directly to your specific questions. I want you to have a fantastic 2 weeks. I love you. Happy Mother's Day, everybody, this Sunday. I'm going to be seeing my Mother's Day, and I'm very my mother on Mother's Day, and I'm very happy to go see her. And I will get to see my kids, and I can't wait. So I hope you guys have a wonderful Mother's Day, and I'll see you soon. Here is a Farmer's Dog ad for you, and if you're interested in a 100% free trial on the Farmer's Dog, I can help you with that too. Link in the description. Get your tissues out. I'll see you soon. I love you. Didn't work. Why didn't it work? Where is it? Oh, I changed it. Get your tissues out. Hey, what are you guys doing? How do you like the show? What are you doing? Oh, yeah, you want to see the Farmer's Dog commercial from the Super Bowl. I got you. Here you go.
I'll always take care of you. Let's not do that again, okay?
Don't worry, darling, about the rest of our lives. Through thick and thin, I'll be there by your side. 'Cause when I see those big, beautiful eyes looking into mine, I wanna hold you forever.
To have and to be from this day forward.
You forever.
Come on, Bear.
Yes, I do, man. Ooh.
I'm gonna love you forever.
Okay, Bear.
Forever.